Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, I don't know that that's working. Hey, let me know if you can see me and hear me, okay? Somebody let me know if you can see me and hear me, pretty please. Okay. Well, okay, now it's moving. Okay. I think it's working. I think we may be live. Although my analytics have not caught up yet. Let's see. The live chat is working. Hello, Gaz. The live chat is working, but can see you. Hey, cool. All right. So the analytics have not caught up yet. The analytics say that there's nobody on, but clearly there are people on. So hello, MCDJ ACDC and Sign Painter Chris and JB and Matt Rubin and Chris Stroud, Gaz and Peter Ang and Gaz again and Chad. Hello, everyone. Let's get set up. I've got my popcorn right here, so I'm ready to watch a movie. Hello, LJ. It goes well. How are you? Oh, that's no problem, Chad. We're going to try to do this every week. So, if you miss one week, just come along the next week. I can see a significant lag here. I can see a significant lag between what I'm saying and what I'm seeing on the screen. So, I'm sorry about that. I don't think I can do anything about that right now. But at least it is working, I think. Hello, Scott. Hello, Greg. Hello, Chris. Hello, No Name. You are on. Thank you, ACDC guy. Okay, so I'll start this a little after at 7. I want to give everybody a chance to get in, get comfortable. If you have your own copy, you can get that queued up. I am on the menu screen right now for the Blu-ray. So here, let me just show you this real quickly. Menu screen. I'm on the menu screen for the Blu-ray. And if you have your own copy, just get it all set up. You'll have time. Hello, Raul. And hello, Isaac. Thank you. Welcome back to you as well. Hello, Glenn. Megatech Body is stopping by. Don't have any way to watch the film. Okay, well, that's all right. No problem. Thanks for stopping by. That was nice. Put hot sauce on that popcorn. What I do like with popcorn is pickles. Pickles and popcorn. It's very nice. But for now, we're going to give everybody some time to check in, to get comfortable. I've got a different setup, obviously, than I usually do. So it's going to be a little harder to read the live chat. I've got it up here, and I've got it as expanded as I can get it. But the screen is much farther away from me than it usually is. And it's over here, and the screen I'm watching is over here. So it's just going to be a little bit more difficult, but I will try to check in with the live chat periodically so I can see you guys and see what's going on. Hello, Small Town Machine Shop. Nice to see you. So yeah, thank you, LJ. I'm glad to be back. Yeah, kosher garlic dills with popcorn. Actually, that would be great. I don't have any pickles. That's what I need, pickles. That would be really good with this. Anyway, we're here. I guess I can catch everybody up in the meantime. No problem, Exploriso. And Josiah. Hey, yo. So I'm back and I'm making videos. I will be getting back to vintage G.I. Joe reviews, full reviews, soon. All right. See you later, Peter Ong. Yeah, good to see you too, Raul. Thank you. I'll be getting back to full vintage G.I. Joe toy reviews soon. I'm working on that. I do have a few things that I'm going to be getting up in the interim so that I can have something going. The movie Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes figures that I opened last week, I've got a review for them. But I don't want this... thank you, Ryan, for the super chat. Says, glad to see you back again. Glad to see you as well. Thank you. And Scott Harris, I didn't say hello to you. Hello, Scott. And Josiah. Doing a Cuban pizza with pickles. All right. Very good. So I've got some Snake Eyes stuff coming, in the near future, but I don't want this to become the all Snake Eyes channel. So after this live stream, watching the movie, and after the review of the movie figures, I'm going to be moving on from Snake Eyes for a while. So no ninjas for a while. There's a lot more to G.I. Joe than ninjas, and so I'd like to explore some other areas of G.I. Joe. But since we're on the topic of the movie, I wanted to, get that all out of my system before I move on. So just FYI, if there's a lot of Snake Eyes for you right now, we will be moving beyond Snake Eyes in the very near future. Hello, Rebel Dad. How do you do? Well, thanks for stopping by. Really nice to see you. Editing down or removing older, I don't know what you mean. Aridio, I'm not sure. And Isaac, yeah, the Defiant, yeah. The Defiant, the incomplete Defiant. I've been pondering what to do with this because I've put a lot of work into it, and people have donated parts to help complete it, and I am going to complete it. But I'm just concerned that, the parts that were donated were great, but like the base vehicle that I'm starting with, I'm not sure is in good enough condition. I think I need a better base vehicle for starters, and then I can put those parts together and make a nice, complete one that would be ready to review. This is not ready to review, and I'm just not sure about it. There's some breaks and some issues with it that will be very difficult to repair, and there's no real way to repair it so that it would look good in HD on your screen. So I'm just pondering what to do with this thing. So for right now, it is very large and just very right there. Who's that? Stalemate, Steel Brigade. Hello, how do you do? So yeah, thanks everyone for showing up. We've still got a little bit of time. It's not 7 o'clock yet, and I'm not going to start right at 7 o'clock because if anyone was planning on showing up at 7, I want to give everybody some time to get comfortable, get situated. Nolan says, my favorite G.I. Joe is Beachhead. Am I a weirdo? No way, you're not a weirdo. Mike Irizarry from What's on Joe Mine likes Beachhead. That's his favorite Joe. So that's not weird at all. In fact, Beachhead is pretty cool. Yeah, so, yeah, for the next week or so, yeah, we're doing ninjas, but we're moving past that, I promise. So if ninjas are not your thing, I swear, I promise we're moving out of the ninja field very soon. It's 7:55 there. Yes, you are 1 hour ahead of me. You have time traveled. You have somehow time traveled to 1 hour in the future. Beach Party 86. So yeah, my camera is here. My microphone is here. and my movie screen is there. So to watch the movie, I've got to look this way. To read the live chat, I've got to look this way. And to speak so you can hear me, I've got to face this way. So I just need 3 heads to make this work. Jeff says hello from Edmond. Hello, Edmond from the United States. Jumpin' General. Hey, yeah, thank you. All is doing pretty well. And thank you, Josiah. I really appreciate it. And you guys help make it a great show. I mean, I couldn't do it without you. I mean, I literally couldn't do it without you. So thank you. Thank you for enabling me to do it. Let's see. Mr. X, pass the popcorn. Here's the popcorn. So I hope everybody can settle in. We've done this a few times with other G.I. Joe movies. Sign Painter Chris sends a super chat. Looking forward to 2022 HCC content. Me too. Okay, so 2021 was just it was a dud, right? It's just, we just have to consider that a wash, let it go, and regroup and make 2022 a year to remember. Watching the movie with you in my Pulp Fiction Snake Eyes suit. Cool. Yeah, so I've got my Snake Eyes hoodie. I've got my Arashikage tattoo. You cannot get any more Snake Eyes than we are right now. This is like a vortex of Snake Eyes in this general area right here. And let's see. This is what I'm watching. This is the Blu-ray. I'll put the sleeve on there. It might show up on camera better. There we go. It's the Blu-ray. I got a digital copy as well, but I hadn't actually watched the Blu-ray, so I decided to go ahead and pop it in. Hey, Michael Pytel. Nice to see you. Hello. Hello, Matt Edwards. And No Name says, don't mind ninjas. Last Joes I bought were Dice and Storm Shadow version 3. Not bad ones for your last selections. That's cool. Anyway, so that's what we're watching. Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse. How do you do? Yes, we're not drinking alcohol this time. We are drinking water. And Jeff says, have you been to the G.I. Joe Museum and Workshop in Lone Wolf, Oklahoma? I haven't. But now you mentioned that. Now that you mentioned that, I probably should. Hold on a second. Let's see. Yeah, hold on one second. See, I'm looking for road trips, right? And now that you mention it, G.I. Joe Repair Shop and Museum in Lone Wolf, Oklahoma. This is something I need to check out. So I'm just seeing, it is 3 hours and 45 minutes from me. Okay, so it is past Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is about halfway. And it is in the southwest corner of the state. Okay, so as long as I know where it is. Hey, that would be a good road trip. Thanks for bringing that up, because I probably would have forgotten about it if you hadn't. So next time I want to make a road trip, I might go check out that place. Just got to make sure that it's open, so that would be cool. Hodgepodge Action says, great to see you. Great to see you as well. And let's see, who else we got? White Vegeta, hello all. Hello, Matt Rubin. If you want, yeah, I will let you know. I'll try to post when I decide to go. I just need to find the time to do it. I have more time now, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah, I think that would be cool. That's something I should check out. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. Um, yeah, I have seen the movie more than once, Mr. X, and although I didn't think it was a great movie, I kind of have to take issue with like some of the hyperbole about the movie. If you think this is a bad movie, you should probably watch more movies because I have seen like real trash movies. It used to be a hobby, I guess you could call it, but there are movies out there that make your more famous bad movies look like masterpieces, like The Room, Birdemic, Troll 2. Those are Hitchcock compared to some of the shit that's out there. So, I mean, this is like a mainstream, big budget movie. It's there's much worse out there. It's not that bad. Yeah, we're gonna look at it. There were some things that I quite liked about it, and I want to point those things out. But I also want to make sure that I'm clear about some of the things that I think were mistakes in the movie. Some things that I really think were poor decisions that I think kind of dragged the movie down. Yeah, the good and the bad, we're gonna see it all. Cop Dog is. I'll tell you what gets my vote for the worst movie ever. It's on YouTube. You can search for it. Don't search for it right now. Search for it later. We're doing a live stream right now. But after the live stream, you can search for it. You can find it. Hold on. Oh, I just remembered. I need to post that I am live on the various social medias. Hold on a second. And there we go. Done, and done. Okay. All right, my vote for the worst movie ever goes to After Last Season. After Last Season. You can look it up on YouTube. The whole movie is on YouTube. It is not fun. It barely qualifies as a movie, but it does qualify as a movie. It got a theatrical release, okay? So, like, it meets the minimum qualifications for a movie, but just barely. But compared to After Last Season, something like The Room or Birdemic are genius. That's Citizen Kane compared to After Last Season. Hello, Eric. Nice to see you. And Dave, how do you do? Some folks have come in that I wasn't able to say hello to. Hello, Ronald and Robert and Matt. Who else we got? We got Hans Chow. Thank you. And welcome back to you as well. Danny, and I think I said Eric already. So hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. If you would like to watch along, there's going to be commentary. So if you can't or don't want to watch along, there will be plenty of commentary, and I will try to interact as much as I can. But if you want to watch along, I have the DVD in, and I am at the menu screen now. So when it's time to start, which I'll start at about 5 minutes. When it's time to start, I will say start, and that is your signal to push play on your DVD or Blu-ray player, and you can watch along. Unfortunately, because of copyright reasons, I cannot show you the movie at the same time we are watching it. Hasbro and Paramount would not like that, but there's nothing that says that you can't watch your own copy and share the experience. So, but even like I said, even if you don't have your own copy, there's going to be hopefully plenty of interaction for you. So so it'll be kind of like an extended live stream, because this will go a little bit longer than our usual hour. Robot Wars is the worst. But I remember Robot Jocks. Yeah, wow, Robot Jocks. That brings back some memories. I'll have to tell you about my experience with Robot Jocks. That's a story for a different time. Yeah. Yeah, we've yeah, cool. So WWJD85, hello. How do you do? And I hope I said hello to everybody. Hello, Andrew. Yeah, at least somebody's watching it. That is true. But I don't want to get caught up in their content ID business. Yeah, Megaforce. If you haven't seen Megaforce, you should watch it. It's pretty special. I wouldn't call it a good movie, but it is a very entertaining movie. It is absolutely an entertaining movie. So yeah, that's really cool. Before we get started, I will say that once again, we're back doing videos. I will be putting up Vintage Joe reviews very soon. I've got some modern and other stuff that I'm working on in the interim, just so that I can get something out there. But the vintage stuff is coming very soon. If my Patreon is back up. I had taken it down for a while because I wasn't making content, but I am now. So if you'd like to support the channel on Patreon, links will be in the description of this live stream. And you know, basically, I'm gonna do G.I. Joe videos for as long as you let me do G.I. Joe videos. So thank you for everyone that's supportive. Super chats, which we've already got a couple, are also very helpful. So thank you for that as well. Yeah, it is about time to get started. So if you have the movie, go ahead and put it in. Get to the menu. In about 1 minute, we're going to start. And I will say again, I apologize that I won't be able to follow the chat as closely as I usually do, because, like I said, I have to look over there to watch the movie, and the screen is farther away from me than it usually is. So sorry about that. And my screen is over there, my microphone is over here, so hopefully the audio comes through pretty well. Let's see. Brian Blessed, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you like the content. And Greg, hey. Yes, and thank you, Greg. I just got the notice, Greg, so thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. I'll try to send you a message later, a personal message, so thank you very much. Yeah, so it is about time. It is about time. Ready? If you're going to follow along, you should be at the menu screen now. And we are going to hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. And we are now at the FBI warning page. Yay, that's a great way to start. I have seen this several times, and this will probably be the last time I watch it for a while. I need a break. Yes, your imagination may be better, Chad. The imagination, using your imagination might be more enjoyable. So yes, the Paramount intro. So I want the volume to be loud enough that I can hear, but not so loud that it's going to drown me out. Yeah, the mass device. That's it's more fun. I have said before that I liked some things about this movie very much, and I will point those things out. But one thing that I didn't like is that the movie is kind of humorless. It takes itself very seriously, maybe too seriously. There's not a lot of a break from the seriousness of the movie. It's kind of dour, I guess, is how I might put it. And we are in Washington State 20 years ago. One thing I have to commend Marvel movies for doing well is, balancing, serious subject matter and, heavy emotional stakes with some humor and some lighter moments to make it all a little bit more palatable and a bit more pleasant to watch. Because, when it's relentlessly bleak, it can be very tough to watch. Now, there are some good movies, though, that are relentlessly bleak. Logan, in fact, I would say is pretty relentlessly bleak. But it was a damn good movie. You're not on that level. You're not making Logan here. And really, even most comic book movies are not making something like Logan. Logan is kind of a genre movie. It really knew what it was and knew how to do what it was wanting to do. You're not doing that with Snake Eyes. So for something like this, it's really, you need to lighten it up a little bit. What am I missing? Would you rather watch Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins Against or G.I. Joe the animated movie? That's a good question. They're really close to me, but probably Snake Eyes. I think I would watch this again. I probably because I just haven't seen this as many times. I've now seen it quite a few times. But I've seen the animated movie a lot, like dozens of times. So for that reason, this one is at least a little more fresh. It's not quite as run into the ground. So Snake Dad, or Dad Eyes, is got the laser pointers. And look, it's not Zartan. This guy, I think that they should have just credited this guy as not Zartan. That should be his name. Resolute, yeah, Resolute is fairly bleak as well, yeah. And it was pretty good. So I want to be clear. You can make a movie that is very serious and even quite bleak, but you really have to know what you're doing and how to do it. Otherwise, it can be a real drag to watch. And that is not this type of movie. There are things in this movie that would work against that style. Like you can't be bleak and also, colorful. And this movie has some color in it, and I like the color. Yeah, it just needed to be, at some parts, it needed to be a little lighter. Yeah, so I mean, this movie really wanted to have some kind of origin to the name Snake Eyes, which I get it, but it can be a little bit overdone. Also, just because he has the word snake in his name does not mean that everything needs to be snake themed. More on that later. Sparkster says, how have I been? I've been pretty well. Thanks for asking. So now we are in the underground fight arena, the present day fight arena. And I mean, we have to infer a lot from this. We haven't seen Snake Eyes get any kind of training, so we have to assume that he gained his fighting skill just by doing this a lot. So, you know, completely self-taught, practical experience. All right, this is the Shaky Cam that I was talking about. This is the Shaky Cam. I first saw this in IMAX. And the Shaky Cam was so bad in IMAX that in this scene, I absolutely lost what was happening with the action at some parts. It was not as bad in on a standard screen, but in IMAX, it was just a blur. Yes, Hans. Cheers. A drunk cameraman, yeah. And I know that, and it's possible for handheld cam to work, but it's just so all over the place. It's just everywhere. Cool. Thank you, Ryan. Sorry, I'm trying to watch the movie and look at the live. Truthfully, the main reason I like to do the live streams is to communicate with you guys. I like talking with everyone. But it's hard because you're way over there, the screen's way over here, and I have to watch this in order to... Anyway. Honestly, I think the acting in this scene is not bad. Tenta, new character for the movie. Well, it was fine. Oh, hey, Greg says, it reminds me of the intro to the new Mortal Kombat as well. I didn't see the new Mortal Kombat until I was... it was on TV when I was on my road trip. And there was nothing else to watch, so I decided to watch it. It was not good. And, I really liked the original Mortal Kombat movie when it came out. But despite the fact that I liked that movie a lot at the time, looking back on it, I don't think it aged very well. I don't think it stands up very well. The first Mortal Kombat movie. But despite that, I think it's better than the new one. The new one was rough, man. Oh well, Mr. X. I will continue eating popcorn. Hello, Orion. Thanks for joining us. So this is Tommy, Storm Shadow, and he's got a beard because he's undercover. He's in disguise inside an organization run by somebody who is former Arashikage and absolutely would recognize Storm Shadow even with a beard. This kind of, this scans. I kind of get this. All right, we are smuggling firearms inside fish. Okay, all right, I'm on board with that. Some redeeming qualities, he said. Yeah, at least Snake Eyes did not execute Order 66. I'll give him that. He didn't murder younglings, so there's something. This guy's speech is very moving. That's from the heart right there. It should have occurred to me that that they would not emphasize the Arashikage tattoos in the movie. From my understanding, culturally in Japan, tattoos are frowned upon. Tattoos are more often associated with organized crime. So it wouldn't necessarily make sense that your ninja clan that fights against organized crime would have tattoos. That actually makes sense to me. That's probably more realistic than the way the comic book did it. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm trying to keep up, but you guys are fast and you're far away. So this is a trope here. This is a cliche. Like, he has to kill the guy, but he just can't do it. That's kind of on the weak side. Like, he's not going to shoot him. There's no surprise here. And by the way, obviously there will be spoilers here, right? So if you haven't seen it, this is... sorry. Victor, hello. How do you do? We are watching Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. We're at the scene where Snake Eyes is going to bust out with Storm Shadow from this gang, and there's a super lot of Shaky Cam. Yeah, I agree with that, Mr. X. I liked Storm Shadow, but Snake Eyes, not so much. And like, I get that he's supposed to have a redemption arc, right? But there's just not enough of an arc. And here's the thing about redemption arcs, okay? They're good. You know, you can do them really well in movies, but it's redemption, it's not absolution. The redemption doesn't absolve you of any of the crimes or the damage that you've done in the past. An example of this, Darth Vader. You know, that original trilogy was kind of like a long redemption arc for Darth Vader. And in the end, you know, he turned away from the dark side, returned to the light, and that was great. That was a redemption, and it was one of the more famous ones, and it worked really well. But Darth Vader still had to die, right? He can't be redeemed and, you know, be forgiven. He is directly responsible for heinous war crimes. He murdered like millions, possibly billions, with planets destroyed. And you can't, you can have your redemption arc. You can turn back to the good side from the bad side, but that doesn't wipe away everything. So the writers, George Lucas knew and understood that there was still a price to pay. So, yeah, having Darth Vader, turn back to the good and continue on as if none of that the other things happened would not have worked. Darth Vader had to die. So that's kind of the problem with Storm Shadow, is that, like, yeah, I'm glad that he turned back to the good side. I'm glad he had a change of heart. But the things that he's done, his betrayals and deceptions, already caused a lot of damage, and you can either atone for it, you can pay for it, but you shouldn't be rewarded. You can't reward him for it. And by letting him into the clan, you're now a full member. We trust you now. That's letting him off the hook. I do have a question about this. So this is all to gain Storm Shadow's trust, so that Snake Eyes can infiltrate the clan. Right? So they are supposed to escape here. But do the rest of Kenta's men know that? Because it looks like they're really trying to kill him. Hello, Cobra Island. Nice to see you. Did I miss anybody else? Hello, Christopher. There's another way to do a redemption arc, and that is, an example of that is with Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy. That was kind of a redemption arc, but what made that work is that we changed our perspective of Nebula from a victimizer to a victim. So over time, it changed our perspective on the character, so that the redemption actually worked without the character having to do some extra penance or something like that. So you can do it that way. That doesn't happen with Snake Eyes. That doesn't happen at all here. So that's not applicable to this movie. This is what I'm talking about. Like, at the beginning of this scene, there is like handheld camera as Snake Eyes is standing, and there's handheld camera there. But in like the one shots, the medium shots of Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, it's on a tripod, and that does not make sense to me. It's mixing techniques for no reason that I can discern. As for the content of this scene, I think it's fine. I mean, it gets us where we need to go, right? We got to go from point A to point B. We've got to have Tommy starting to trust Snake Eyes, and we're getting that. This scene is at least doing its job. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's an interesting point, because our perspective on Gamora changed as well. We had to change our perspective. Once we changed our perspective, we saw what Gamora did to Nebula, and how that essentially created that character and made her the way she was. So, yeah, see that, but that is like much more complex and sophisticated than what's happening here. So we've got some colorful Japanese choreography. Nice shot of Tokyo. And this is kind of fine. I actually don't mind this. You know, it kind of establishes the setting and the mood and the tone by taking us through Tokyo. Snake Eyes has never been there, so he's kind of impressed. So yeah, this is fun. And they literally could have filmed this from a car window, and they probably did. Hello, Ken. Yeah, Ken, obviously they tried to go in a different direction with the movie, and like, you go in a different direction, sure, but it's got to be at least as interesting and compelling as the source material. And in this, I just don't think it is. Also, you've got Tommy in black and Snake Eyes in black. I find that an unusual choice. A lot of times, the choice of colors for wardrobe can be symbolic of something. But here we have multiple characters dressed in black, where there could have been some kind of contrast there, something that foreshadowed the character's motivation. I did like Sen. I think I would have preferred a hard master more like the comic book, but I think Sen is fine. I tell you what would have made more sense to me is if you had the hard master, you know, as an older person, and as Tommy's uncle, and kind of having the role that Sen had here, but then have Sen as the soft master, because you know the hard master eventually dies, but the soft master then becomes. I'd argue the soft master is the more important character. The soft master continues forward. The soft master interacts with with other characters in the universe. The Softmaster's story is just more expansive than the Hardmaster's. The Hardmaster's story kind of ends. So you could have had Sen as the Softmaster, and she could have made that bridge to G.I. Joe. I think that might have worked more or better for me than the way they did it here, but you know, they made this choice, so let's see it through and see where it goes. That Mr. X is correct. See, the Luke's outfit in Return of the Jedi, I thought that just made sense. Like, that's what Jedi look like. But for some reason in the prequels, they had Jedi in robes like what Obi-Wan wore in the desert. But I always thought that what Obi-Wan wore in the desert was because he was in the desert. Not that it was like some kind of traditional Jedi garb. But again, those choices were made, so that's what we roll with. Yeah, Danny, Larry did give his blessing to this movie. He read the script, he went to the set, he saw the production, he understood the reason for the changes, and, you know, most of the time I'm like, in Larry we trust. Larry knows what he's doing. Larry has a lot more experience than any of us in writing for every medium, but I'm not sure. I don't think he was right in this time. All respect to Larry, but on this occasion, I don't think he was right. I disagree with some of the choices. Again, fully understanding that they have to make changes, right? It's a different medium. They can't do a 1-to-1 translation from a comic book to a movie. But the question is not, you know, whether or not they need to do changes. The question is, what changes do they make, and do they work? Some of the changes, I would say yes, but some of the changes definitely not. So here we have, again, both characters are in black. We are building trust. Snake Eyes has Storm Shadow's room. Storm Shadow's room is adorned with birds for some reason, which, again, this is an opportunity, like, for a filmmaker to say something about the characters by their surroundings and their positions, right? But the birds, although they look very nice, they don't say anything. They don't say anything about what's happening or about the characters. So Snake Eyes here gets a little bit of ninja training. How's everybody doing? Sorry, guys, that's a lot of text. Yeah, Baron is being Duke's ex-girlfriend, and yeah. So, at least I think Rise of Cobra has the excuse of the fact that there was a writer's strike on at the time, and I think it shows. Some of the choices in that movie were... I'll say this. I like this movie more than Rise of Cobra, and that's not even close. I'll take this movie over Rise of Cobra any day of the week. This movie, you know, had a style to it. You know, it was something. Rise of Cobra was just all over the map. I think Akiko worked fine. I think that she should have just been called Jinx. Just call her Jinx, right? Because this character could easily have just been Jinx, and nothing. You wouldn't have to change anything else. Just call her Jinx, right? Brandon Fraser was supposed to be Sergeant Slaughter in Rise of Cobra. Yeah, Brandon Fraser. What character did he play? Hold on. This is nice right here. Right here we have a combination of traditional architecture and artwork alongside super high tech computers. And I think that does set a tone for the movie, and I think that's good. This is also although I don't necessarily like their choice of making the Hardmaster younger. This scene is not terrible. I like the Blind Master too. I don't really have a problem with the Blind Master. Hold on. What I think is interesting about this is that Snake Eyes has, rather than make this like a pass-fail, he gets 4 tries, and I think this is a choice, right? I think what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to symbolize Snake Eyes' failures through the movie until the very end, where he finally makes the correct choice and turns it around. I think this is supposed to maybe symbolize that or foreshadow that. So I think I get it in that respect. But in this moment, the idea that he has multiple tries to pass this test just seems a little bit arbitrary. Hello, Mal. Nice to see you. Hello, Axel. Dude, who else did I miss? Hello to anyone I happen to miss who came in. It also makes sense to me that this is not a combat test. This is not a fighting test. And this is why I think Snake Eyes... Okay, this is why I think the clan should expect someone to pass this test on the first try. Because it is absurd for someone to think that, this is like your first day or your first week or whatever, and your first test is to try to beat a master. You're not going to. Nobody's going to. So logically, this is not a test of combat. And yeah, Snake Eyes takes a while to get it here, but I think that the purpose of the test here it makes sense to me. No, yeah. Terry Crews as Roadblock, I'd buy that. Hello, Yojo. Nice to see you. Hey, Photo Viper. How you doing? Yes, the Defiant is sitting there defiantly. There, see? But why do you get 3 tries to figure that out? This clan, these ninjas, are very lenient. All right, who we got on in here? Drew, how do you do? I'd buy that for $1. How's the Defiant? It's big. All right, hang on a second. All right, so now Storm Shadow's wearing gray. Okay, so he went from black to gray. So that would be a great way to symbolize a character's shift from, darkness toward light. In this case, it's kind of the reverse. Storm Shadow, well, the thing is, he doesn't gradually shift away from the noble ideas of the Arashikage. He changes suddenly. There was a trigger. This dinner scene, I think, would have been a good opportunity to be a little bit lighter. It is more relaxed. That's good. That gives you time to catch your breath from, the previous action scene. So that's good. But yeah, it could be a little lighter. Who we got in here? Yeah. Oh, hello, Cyclonus. I don't think I saw you come in. Cyclonus is in the office. And this seems accurate as well, because you've got the Yakuza with all of the tattoos. That kind of makes sense. I do need a little bit more volume on this. There's the guy, and this is where it's revealed that Snake Eyes is still working for Kenta. Hello, Cyclonus, still at work? Hello, at work from the United States. Hello, Custom Comic Shop. Hello, Washington State from the United States. Hey, this movie started in Washington State. Opening scene. How's everybody doing in there? I'm sorry, I'm not closely watching the live chat. I would like to. It's just harder for me to see because it's much farther away. Okay, so Snake Eyes is trying to back out right now. Here he could have done the noble thing. He could have made the right choice. But he's sucked back in. Because his revenge motive is stronger. Okay, and so we've learned for the first time about the priceless artifact, the magical jewel. Um, Cobra Island just got home from work. Good, take a load off. Relax. Let's kick back and have a movie. Chewing bubble gum. Gerard Butler would be a good Destro. That's an interesting choice. If this had continued, if this movie had done well, and we eventually got our G.I. Joe movie, we would have seen a Destro, and maybe would have gotten a good screen Destro. That would have made me happy. This set is nice. This is nice. And we've got a mix of traditional structures with super high-tech security. And now we've got Storm Shadow in black and white. So we've gone from black to gray to like stark black and white. And usually when you see something like that, it is the filmmaker is trying to tell you something. Hello, happy accident. There we go. Okay, let's see. Dave Bautista for Chuckles. Now that actually also would be an interesting choice. The Chuckles, as described on the file card, was a big guy. And he was drawn that way in his first appearance of the comic book series. And he was kind of that way in the animated appearance as well. So a big guy for Chuckles would fit the description of the character, I think. So we have the sword, the Morning Light, I think it was called, except I wasn't listening. Supplies classified into a Kenta or hard/blind master. Yeah, there was a limited run of movie figures, but not a lot. Not a lot in the classified series. There were more figures in the smaller scale line. But those figures, I think, were mostly just Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. So they didn't expand the roster. They expanded the number of figures, or the number of Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes figures. At least not that I've seen. Maybe there are more that I haven't seen. One way to look at movies based on, toys based on movies, is the toys are kind of like advertisements for the movie, right? So the toys on the toy aisle are almost like a billboard space for the movie. Because, really, even if a movie gets a lot of attention and a lot of buzz, look, he's acting super sketchy there. That was super suspicious. Yes, I know he walks away, but, somebody there ought to keep an eye on that guy. Yeah, anyway, so even movies that are very successful, the attention that a toy line gets from that publicity, from that popularity, is very short-lived. There's a small window to sell toys for that movie. So, you almost have to look at the toys in the opposite direction. The toys are advertised in the movie rather than the other way around. He's snooping around. And I have to give credit to the Akiko character. She is totally right, by the way. She is absolutely right about Snake Eyes. Yeah, Yojo, I do like the classified figures. I do think they're getting better. They're giving us a greater variety of characters, and I just like them. They're high quality figures. They are. Well, that's. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. Hey, you know, it's a fight. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the classified figures, I just think are nice, high-quality figures. Not for kids. They are strictly for adult collectors. Which means that, you know, the classified series is not bringing in, like, new fans. You're not going to get a lot of new G.I. Joe fans out of the classified series, so you really are selling them more or less exclusively to existing G.I. Joe fans. But for what they are very nice. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Greg, yeah, you see what I'm talking about. Just call this character Jinx and go on about your day, because the character is fine. I like the character. I think the character is well written, well acted, everything cool. There's just no reason to not just call her Jinx. I think I am done with the popcorn because it dries me out and I'm running out of water and I don't really want to get up. What we got? I am glad you guys are talking amongst yourselves because I can't keep up very well. Oh, barbecue is marked down on Target.com today. That's cool. I don't have that one yet, so. And there is our Larry cameo. I think if we had gotten future G.I. Joe movies, a Larry cameo similar to the traditional Stan Lee cameo, I think you'd have to do it. Larry cameo in every movie. And this is, I think, one of the better scenes. It's nicely staged. It still has too much handheld camera in the fight scenes. Too many quick cuts. But if I can forgive that, this is a pretty nicely staged scene here. The mix of colors, you know, the light and the dark, the way it's lit is really nicely done. The rain just kind of makes it move. The rain is very stylized, of course. Okay, so those are like, we learn here in a moment that there are a bunch of guns in those crates. But the bad guys choose to use knives and stuff. Swords. How are we doing in there? Somebody said classified dreadnoughts. I would love to see classified dreadnoughts. Mr. X asks about the Eagle Force figures coming back. I haven't seen them. I'd really need to take a closer look at them. I have heard that they're coming back, but I've been kind of out of the loop for a little while, so I'm a little behind the times. But I'd like to take a look at them and see how they do. I remember Eagle Force, and I had a couple of them as a kid. It was never, I mean, because of the scale, they're never, you know, a big focus. But see, this is the only smart guy, this bad guy who actually picked up the firearm and, you know, put the bullets in and was going to use it. That's the only smart one. So, to me, this clearly means that the higher up people in Kenta's organization do know that Snake Eyes is on their side, but the lower level people don't. Because if the lower level people did, then Snake Eyes would be able to do the same thing he did with the other guys and just say, hey guys, you know, stop attacking me, we're on the same side here. That's our first look at the Cobra emblem. How are we doing? A Dreadnought TV series. That would be fun. I think I would enjoy that. Cobra Island, would Snake Eyes movie be a must-own DVD for me to purchase? I wouldn't say so. I would say rent it. If you want to see it, rent it online and watch it once. And then decide if you want, if it's something that should be in your collection. Don't buy it at first. Rent it first and then check it out. Hans Chow asked if I'm going to Joe Fest next year. I would like to. And as long as I can afford to go, I will go. The only thing that will keep me from going is just if I can't afford to do it. But if I can afford to go, I will be there. I was really sad to miss the last Joe Fest. Yeah, so, yeah, I'd like to go. And if I do, I hope you will go too, so we can say, hey, maybe we can, you know, meet at the bar like we always do. And hang out. That's the most fun, I think, for shows like that, is just hanging out with people. Are you going to buy the new Super 7 Reaction G.I. Joe figures? I would like to, but again, I have to be really careful about my spending right now. So again, if the dollars are there, then I would like to take a look at them. I'd like... Super 7 puts out some pretty good stuff sometimes. And I'd like to see how they do. She wants to live stream her fight here. I don't necessarily think this is a bad way to introduce the G.I. Joe team. Because we're introducing it on a smaller scale. We're introducing it through one character, and I think it's the right character. That's a good choice to make it Scarlet, because we know that Scarlet has a connection with Snake Eyes, and we can work with that. We can build with that. And I don't think this actress is a bad Scarlet. Now we have some exhibition about who Cobra is, who G.I. Joe is. Have I seen the figures that look like the cartoon? I'm not sure. Do Salvo and Serpentor have the same head? No. If you take the cowl off of Serpentor, like the lower half of his face is like totally unsculpted. It doesn't look like anything. It's actually like kind of freaky looking. And this is a lesson for you, don't ever take your cowl off of your Serpentor head. It's really, really freaky and kind of gross. And okay, and so now we're focusing on the birds and the artwork. If this means something, if the birds mean something, then I'm not getting it. And it is always possible that I just don't get it, right? Because I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I can tell you that I don't get it. I don't understand that symbolism and how it fits into our story. And here is Akiko following Snake Eyes, being right again. Let's see. Jeremy Renner as Beachhead. I'd buy it. Yeah. Or one way to look at it is that they did have Jinx in the movie. They just didn't call the character Jinx. Because honestly, I don't think you needed to change the character at all. Just change the name and and we're good. Loki Fish, I am probably experiencing some significant lag at this point, so sorry about that. Hello, Cujo. Nice to see Cujo. Showing off Japanese screen prints. Yeah, that is what it's doing. But I think as a movie director, you need to be conscious of the of what your visuals are saying and how it ties into your story. So you have an opportunity there. You have some visuals there that you can use. This is what film language is for, is to use visuals to subtly tell parts of your story. And now we have Snake Eyes indignant again. He's ready to quit again. And here's the Baroness. This is a serviceable Baroness. I mean, she's fine. I don't have any problem with her. I could imagine a better Baroness. But she's okay. How we doing? Jinx's name was classified top secret for a long time. Yeah. Maybe the plan was to make her Jinx, right? Maybe the plan was maybe in future movies she would get the code name Jinx, and that's what she would be. I don't know. But at this point, we may never see it. Look, it's not Zartan. And once again, Snake Eyes has a chance to walk away, but his revenge motive is stronger. So we're not, like, there's no arc here. That's the problem. Snake Eyes is not, like, bending toward the good side. He is passing up multiple opportunities to bend toward the good side. But he's making the deliberate choice to do the bad thing. And it's not like he doesn't know it's the bad thing. He knows that these are terrorists that he's working for now. These are, like, really bad guys. He knows this. But his revenge motive is so strong that he's going to go with it anyway. You have to buy a Kiko now. Well, you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to. You don't have to. I don't have a Kiko figure right now either. Short hair for the Baroness was a bit odd. Yeah, I agree with that. It was odd. And, like, no glasses, at least for this part of the movie. That would have been a nice visual cue that would have reminded us that this is, in fact, the Baroness. But, I mean, it's not the worst. It could be worse. It could be worse. That is faint praise for a movie if the best I can say is it could be worse. So now we have some magical mysticalism with these little glowing orbs. And okay, so, like, if you're going to do a redemption arc, and Snake Eyes hasn't bent that direction yet, this is when you do it. This is your opportunity to build sympathy for Snake Eyes and show that deep inside he is a good guy. This is your chance. narratively, in my opinion, if it doesn't happen here, then it's too late, because you're getting into the back half of the movie, and the consequences of Snake Eyes' actions are going to be more severe. Yeah, Snake Eyes hanging with Cobra. That's very odd. That feels very strange. The movie's too long. I don't know. The thing is, if the movie's good, then you don't mind the length. But if it's not, then if it's not good, then even a short movie feels too long. Right. See, Dad, Dad Eyes here is speaking the truth. And Snake Eyes should be accepting that, absorbing that. That should be a life-changing moment right there. See, this is the point where he needs to realize that the only thing he can reasonably do is turn away from his revenge motive and turn away from the fucking terrorists that he's working for now, and turn to the good side. But he doesn't, and we know he doesn't, because he does not pass the next test. Hello, Dagon. Nice to see you. No problem. Thanks for stopping by. Blind Master and Storm Shadow are the best parts, but Storm Shadow was too likable. Yeah, that's a good point, because Storm Shadow's supposed to be the bad guy in future stories, right? But, like, man, they did him dirty. They did him dirty at the end of this movie. And I would have been pissed too. Are we doing our own cast of the G.I. Joe movie? I like it. Let's keep that going. That's cool. So he realizes that the dice were loaded. So it's impossible to not roll Snake Eyes. Which means that his dad, when he rolled the dice, never had a chance. And here, like, Snake Eyes' betrayal is not passive. He was masked, but he took the mask off for the camera. Again, Akiko is 100% correct. Yes, the dice are loaded. What a twist. And the thing, so the loaded dice reveals to us that that not Zartan always intended to kill Dad Eyes, and the roll of the dice was just a ruse. But this cannot be a revelation to Snake Eyes. Of course, he always intended to kill Dad Eyes. And now Snake Eyes is wearing gray. See, the gray that Snake Eyes is wearing here, you know, for most filmmakers, that would be a symbol of some kind of change. We have gone from black to gray. But there is no change. We know that there's no change because of the next test that he has to pass and does not pass. So we know that he hasn't changed. Yeah, that's a good question, Mal. The dice will always be Snake Eyes. So, yeah, it's like cold-blooded stuff to do to someone you're about to kill. But then what's the point? The guy's dead. I guess you could look at it as like Jules in Pulp Fiction quoting the Bible verse before he shoots somebody. There's, you know, the person that he's quoting it to will die, so it's not like they they take anything from it. So here he wants to make it right. He's mumbling that he wants to make it right. And we're about to roll into the final challenge. Yeah, if Akiko would have stood her ground at the beginning, Tommy would still be around. Yeah. And now we have Storm Shadow wearing mostly white, with Snake Eyes wearing black. That works, I guess. But then again, we've made a progression, right? So Storm Shadow was wearing black, then he was wearing gray, then he was wearing black and white, and now he's wearing mostly white. So, you know, from a filmmaking perspective, that if you're going to make that kind of progression, it should mean something. Let's see. Yeah, the next challenge. This is even though there are a lot of things I liked about this movie, and I hope I've pointed some of them out. This is not one of them. This should not have been attempted. This was a bad choice for a couple reasons. One of which is you didn't have the budget to do a great job on the CGI. The snakes in this are better than in the movie Anaconda. I'll give it that, but they're really noticeably fake. The second reason is I don't see why it's a snake-themed challenge. Other than the fact that our main character is Snake Eyes and you're just wanting to work snakes into the movie any which way you can. But the clan that he's trying to infiltrate now is not snakes themed. Arashikage, Storm Shadow. If anything, this should be foreshadowing Storm Shadow. The final challenge, I think, should have somehow maybe been storm related or something rather than snake related. But yeah, but they made this choice. Okay, you're gonna make it snake related, so you're gonna have giant CGI snakes. They have got to look good, and these don't look good. I'm sorry, they really don't. It's not the worst CGI I've ever seen by any stretch, but It's also not great. Yeah, this is a little rough. Made me think of Conan the Barbarian. That's a good reference. Thank you. The challenge should have been against himself. That also, I think, would have been a good choice. Are we still doing the movie casting? Our own casting of the G.I. Joe movie? One option that is continually brought up, and I think would work well for G.I. Joe, is a live-action television series. I think that would work. I think that you could tell a more expansive story with more characters in that format. See, Snake Eyes is not pure of heart here. So there's no... This is solidifying for us that he has not changed his point of view. He hasn't changed his perspective. He has not started his turn toward the light. Yeah. How many possible clan members made it to the third test only to be eaten by these snakes without anyone watching? That's a good question, but hey, these snakes are well fed, so it had to be quite a few of them. Those snakes are not starving. She will be punished, but she never actually is punished. Yeah, I think you can do G.I. Joe as a movie. I think it's a challenge. But as a TV series, I just think it'd be a lot easier. And, like, it's more forgiving of lower budgets, too. Who would I cast as Globulus and Pythona? Globulus, I would resurrect Burgess Meredith and put the snake skin on him. And he would be Globulus. And as Pythona, I would go with Carol Burnett. Burgess Meredith as Globulus, Carol Burnett as Pythona. No other possibilities. Okay, so Snake Eyes is walking away. He's walking away. And he could have come clean there, right? He could have come clean. He told them a story. He told them about his revenge business. But he did not tell them that, hey, by the way, I've been working for homeboy over here who wants to steal your magic rock. That's where he should have come clean. Again, where's the arc here? There's no arc. And right here, this is a straight up con of Storm Shadow. He cons Storm Shadow right here. Might consider a role for Tim Curry. Tim Curry as Nemesis Enforcer. Tim Curry is getting up there in age. I don't know if you've seen Tim Curry lately. I think he's mostly retired. Maybe he does some voice work, but I think he's mostly retired. Sad Storm Shadow meme. Yeah, I like it. Keep it. Keep the sword. You've done absolutely nothing to earn it. Are we talking about Bobcat Goldthwait? Oh, well, yeah, as Metalhead, yeah, actually, he is still alive. Tim Curry in a double role as Tomax and Zaymot. He has to have a musical number. I don't think he can dance like in his old days. So we have Snake Eyes in full ninja costume with gadgets and stuff. In broad daylight, by the way. In broad daylight, you don't need electronic detection. You can just see him. And I'm guessing the only reason they did it this way is because of the timing. It had to work this way so that he could meet up with Kenta and the Baroness during the day, and it would be nighttime by the time he made his way back to the village, I guess. But an attack during the day is insane. Why wear black? You stand out more wearing black during, in broad daylight. A musical number in G.I. Joe. Well, it could be a Cold Slither concert. That would be a hell of a callback, a Cold Slither concert. Now, I get that they have like this DNA lock for the magic thingy. But you know what would have made it even safer? And Snake Eyes wouldn't even have been able to use the DNA that he got, is if the damn door had a lock on it. Like right here. Close the door, lock the door. Except, the door doesn't have a lock. Why would we have a lock? We've got the special super secret DNA business. Just put it like a bicycle padlock on that thing. The combination. Now, could Snake Eyes have broken the lock? Absolutely. But it would have taken time, and it probably would have made noise, which, would have alerted people to his presence. And he's going to take his mask off here because we don't want to cover the actor's face any longer than absolutely necessary. Cobra Island, Cold Slither concert with Zorana as lead vocals. Yeah, it's safe. Everybody go home. Nothing to see here. Hello, Bubble Wrap Memories. I don't think I saw you when you came in. Hello. A Cobra problem. A solution to the Cobra problem, more cowbell. I like it. Alright, obviously I'm not going to love having like supernatural or science fiction elements in G.I. Joe. I have accepted the fact that a lot of G.I. Joe fans do like that very much. But that's never going to be my favorite. I do like this room, though. That's a really cool visual aesthetic. Very cool. But here's the thing. Akiko, call for backup. Like, the entire gang ought to be there right now. Why hesitate? Just run him through. Well, you know, you didn't kill him while you had a chance. That's on you. Idris Elba as Stalker, that would be very interesting. Yeah. See, if they're going to deny Storm Shadow the leadership of the clan, I actually think that's a better reason. Because he trusted Snake Eyes and he brought Snake Eyes into the clan. That's, against everybody's advice, by the way. He insisted on it. That shows at least that he's not ready for leadership. So she's looking more like the Baroness now with the glasses. That's cool. Yeah. Hey, Chew and Bubblegum, let's not have the politics in the live chat, pretty please. Only warning. And here he goes. He's had all these chances to have a change of heart. And the way this happens, he knows exactly... He knows the consequences of his actions. He knows what's going to happen to everyone that he had been befriending him over the last, however, I don't know, a few weeks, I think, maybe has passed. Yeah, see, and Snake Eyes witnesses that, right? So now he is completely aware of the consequences of his actions. Okay. Alright, yeah, Snake Eyes, you really fucked up. This is a nice little bar here, though. That's kind of cool. I'd go there. I'd hang out at this bar. Look, it's not Zartan. Also, it doesn't look like he's aged in the last, 20 years or so. Right, so this guy's a cold-blooded killer. And I hate to say it here, but revenge motive or not, if Snake Eyes takes this guy out, he's probably saving lives. By letting this guy go, he is probably dooming other people to die. This guy is, he's a hitman. Yeah, it's not a setup. So, like, Snake Eyes gets everything that he wants. Yes, he's Cobra. But what difference does it make with the revelation that he's Cobra? Why does that make a difference? That doesn't change anything that happened in the past. That doesn't change anything that's happened recently. And it's not like he's unwilling to work for Cobra. He's been working for Cobra. Honestly, I think actual Snake Eyes would have taken the guy out. Like, sure, okay, and that, by the way, that's another cliche. The I'm going to kill you, but no, I can't do it. I'm the better man. That's a cliche. But again, sparing that guy's life almost certainly will cause more death in the future because he's a murderer. He's probably a mass murderer. He's probably killed hundreds of people at this point, and will continue to do so because you let him go. Just because you don't want to be a bad guy anymore doesn't mean that guy's not a bad guy. So at this point, Snake Eyes has had his turn. It's a very sudden turn. It's a turn that is, in my opinion, too late. But we're going to have another action scene, which I don't mind. Actually, this scene is more or less okay. Okay. Alright, I'll buy that. Gary Oldman as Dr. Mindbender. I think he would act very well as Dr. Mindbender. But I don't think he has the physique for it. Hey, it's Comic Tropes. Hello, Comic Tropes. Hey, thank you for joining. Thank you very much for joining. Yes, there's always G.I. Jail. That's that little stockade that was in the headquarters command center. You just put them in there. Yes, the Defiant. Thank you. You're not the first to notice the giant Defiant. So the fight on the truck here is fine. It's totally fine. I actually think it's well staged. But those guys are dead. All right, those guys are dead because of Snake Eyes. This is happening. Snake Eyes may not have shot those guys, but figuratively, they handed the murderer the gun, knowing that the murderer was going to go and do this. I'm really glad that Chris from Comic Tropes is here. It's always nice to see Chris. Now, I will say, though, that truck driver is apparently so focused on the road that he doesn't notice that his trailer is being shot at and there are people jumping and climbing all over it. But we'll give that a pass. 2 more ninjas murdered. Okay, and now we have a ninja battle. I can't complain about a ninja battle. I really can't. It's fine. Totally fine. And although I'm not 100% on board with this version of the Hardmaster, he does kick ass. I do like the amount of ass that he kicks. And we've got a really pretty good Scarlet here with the crossbow and everything. Yeah, it's time for... You don't want to bring a crossbow to a gunfight. So yeah, she picks up the Ingram. Yes, Chris Pratt for everyone. It's an all Chris Pratt cast. Are you... Bubble Wrap Memories, do I still have Patreon? I do still have Patreon. There should be a link to it in the description of this video. All this traffic in Tokyo, they've got to be wondering what the hell is going on here. So, like, this isn't badly staged, but the lighting is a little bit difficult because you've got the ninjas in black, and you've got Snake Eyes also in black, and they're in a black or a dark environment. This is cool, though. Storm Shadow squaring up against Snake Eyes, that's pretty cool. And, by the way, we have every reason to side with Storm Shadow in this fight. Dodging bullets. Right. Okay. So yeah. So this climactic action sequence, actually the two climactic action sequences that are blending here, I really don't have too much of a problem with. Well, too much. Right now we're getting more shaky cam, and we could do with less of that. But overall it's staged pretty well. Yeah, both her and the Baroness have horrible aim. That is true. They're carrying around the main character shield, so... yeah, we are... I think everybody's on board with Larry Hama's cameo. And if we got a series of G.I. Joe movies, I would want a Larry cameo in all of them. Flames to the left of me, fire to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. I'm not really sure what he has to gain from letting her live. Okay, so now we've got like a car chase scene. And we've got Snake Eyes with the Uzi. I am on board with that. For the most part, they did give the characters their traditional weapons. So, yeah, I dig it. I'm fine. I'm good. Their aim, like, they're both shooting at each other from, I don't know, like 25, 30 feet away at the most, and nobody can hit each other. Uzi for the trailer shot, yeah. The Wu-Tang Clan ain't nobody to mess with, yeah. Snake Eyes should annihilate Storm Shadow in a sword fight in this movie. Well, if you think about it, like, Snake Eyes hasn't had very much training, very much ninja training at all, let alone, you know, training specifically with the sword. And Storm Shadow has. He's been training his whole life. Even in the comic book, Storm Shadow was the better swordsman. No, I'm sorry. Snake Eyes was the better swordsman. Storm Shadow was the archer. They don't give him a bow in this. Just shoot them. I can't be mad at the ninja battle here. I really can't. I'm on Team Storm Shadow, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I like it. Yes, somebody contact Paramount and let me be Cobra Commander's stunt double. I'll do that. I'll break all my bones. Just let me be in the movie. Yeah, and I know Comic Tropes did like this movie, and I'm glad. And I've tried to point out the things about this movie that I also like, and really we're in a part of the movie that I like. Yeah, see, Sen really knows how to throw down. She's not playing. And it is just kind of cool to see Scarlet and the Baroness on the same screen. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, you better run. You don't want none of this. Now we got Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow back to back. This is cool. I like this. It's just that Snake Eyes should have led toward this a bit sooner. What's that guy doing? Biting his leg? Bit of wire work there. Alright. Hey, we killed all the bad guys. Cool. So this is an interesting solution. What do you do about a guy with fire powers? How do you counter fire powers? Well, you know, you use something that will make the fire power backfire on him. As stunt double, you must don the hood. I totally will. You don't have to show my face in the movie. Just let me in the movie. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm talking about. You brought swords to a gunfight. And I do like this lineup. Like, everybody is... everybody's teamed up against the bad guy. That's kind of cool. Yeah, and I think that's in character for the Baroness as well. There's no way she would stick around for this. At this point, she has nothing to gain, right? Because even if the bad guy is beaten, the Arashikage, they're going to take back the magic rock, right? They're not going to turn it over to Cobra. And she cannot realistically beat all of them, so she has nothing to gain at this point. Now that she can escape, she's got no reason to stick around. That is a Spider-Man leap right there. So okay, but here's what I don't get. Why not just toast her with the fire rock? Well, there you go. Yeah, I know. He broke the sacred rule. He broke the 11th commandment or whatever. I get it. I know. And it didn't work. It didn't work because you need a final battle between Snake Eyes and the big bad. And like for the most part, I don't mind the final battle either. I think it's mostly okay. The only downside, again, spoilers, is that we get the magic snakes again. Hint at the next episode of the show. The next episode of the show is just going to be a review of the classified Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow figures that I unboxed last week. But I am working on like getting back to actual vintage reviews, and I can't really give a hint for that because I haven't completely decided on exactly what I want to do. As far as the next review, I think like the subject of the next review, like the next vintage review, is less important than just getting a review done. I really need to get back into the routine of doing reviews on a regular basis, and I've gotten out of that routine, so I'm going to do something that I wouldn't necessarily say is easy, but something that will just give me an opportunity to get back in that rhythm. So I haven't exactly decided what that will be yet. I'm trying to narrow that down. But like I said, it's probably not going to be something spectacular. It really is mainly going to be something that will get me back into the routine and allow me to get through an entire video from start to finish. And then we're going to, once we get back into the routine, we are going to do some really cool stuff. I want to do some cool stuff before the end of the year, and I want to like really make a new start next year. I don't want to wait till next year to do anything, but I want to really gear up for some big stuff next year. Yeah, not a new start. I don't think that's the right way to put it. We're starting now. But I want to gear up toward doing some really big stuff next year. Let's see. We'll be doing the quick looks. I will be doing those. I've got some of those coming very soon. When you do a vintage toy review, let me draw. Oh, you want to draw a card? Hans, just send me an email so that I know how to contact you, because that's actually one of the challenges of getting back in the routine is doing the title card I haven't done one in a long time, so yeah. Um, um, oh yeah, it's cool. Bubble wrap memories. It's totally cool. And you're going to be getting previews and stuff, and it's gonna start coming really quickly. I'm not kidding. It's gonna start coming really quickly. That first vintage review back though is the main goal of it is to just help me get back into that routine and work out some of the kinks, because it's been a while since I've done like a full review video with all of the editing and all of the research and all of that. I really need to get back into that, and I'm going to. But we're working our way up to that. So this scene, I think, is an excellent performance by Storm Shadow. Yeah. But here's the thing. I think the right thing to do here is to tell Tommy that he is not ready to lead because he was deceived by by Snake Eyes, and bringing the outsider into the clan without any vetting or anything like that, that's a problem. But to take away all opportunities at leadership, to strip him of I just think that it's too much. And Tommy is unhappy about it here, as he should be. I'm unhappy about it. What it does, though, is it really... You can very much understand his point of view here. Like, I get it. I understand why he's angry here. I like the scene. I do. This is not bad. And now, like, we've had the progression of Tommy wearing black, then gray, then black and white, then mostly white. Now he's wearing all white at the moment that he is walking away from the clan. That's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, screw those guys. I mean, what did you think he was going to do? Hyundai made sure that they got their logo in there. Obviously, JT, he is not that in this movie. And then for some reason, he gets his costume. And yeah, well, there we go. This establishes that Joe Colton is the leader of G.I. Joe at this point. That's an interesting choice. So it's not Hawk, it's not Duke, it is Joe Colton. Okay. We know that at one point Joe Colton was the leader of G.I. Joe. And again, spoiler, we find out that Dad Eyes was a Joe. Well, okay, I think you kind of had to do something at that point because you've got to bring Snake Eyes into the G.I. Joe story, and you don't have the Vietnam background. You don't have Stalker as a character that draws him in. You do have Scarlet, but at this point they don't have any actual connection to each other. So this at least gives him some personal connection to G.I. Joe. Okay, it's not the best. I'll buy it, though. I'll take it. Probably were better ways to do it, but it'll pass. So, like, I saw this with my daughter, and she at least has some familiarity with the backstory of Snake Eyes, and she was surprised that we got through the entire movie and Snake Eyes is still unmasked. Snake Eyes is still talking. And we knew this was going to be a younger Snake Eyes. We knew he was going to be unmasked and talking, but we never progressed to the silent and masked Snake Eyes that we're familiar with. Okay, so, yeah. So we're riding out to find Storm Shadow. And then I'll keep it going through the mid-credit scene here, and then we will call it done, and then we'll take a minute to chat about it. Yeah, here we go. So this is the. I think they figured people wouldn't necessarily wait around too long for a post-credit scene, so they put it in within the first few seconds. TSA would never allow him on that plane with that knife. Okay. Yeah, I'm digging it. Okay, so this is Tommy to Cobra. And he wants to be called Storm Shadow. Now, we've had one reference to Storm Shadow in this movie. But this would make more sense, though, if it had been revealed at some point during the movie that Arashikage, the name that they've been saying through the whole movie, it translates to Storm Shadow. I think that would have helped the audience, understand. But okay, so that's it. Okay, we're stopping now. All right, we've stopped. Okay, so I'm gonna switch this over here, like so, so that we can chat a bit about it. Okay, so yeah, obviously, there are some things that I liked, and hopefully I pointed those out and explained why I liked them. But some of the choices I don't think worked, and I don't think they resonated with audiences, which is, I think, why it wasn't very successful. Even so, I hope Hasbro will take the risk of moving forward with G.I. Joe, and maybe we can get something that we will be happier with, that will resonate more with general audiences. I don't know. But yeah, it was an ambitious movie. They did try to do a lot in this. Maybe too much. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's not ideal. It's far from perfect. No, Larry Hama did not refer to himself as Tunnel Rat, but that would have been funny. Amazon series is still a go. Had no idea about the magic stone and the snakes. I didn't really dig the magic stone and the snakes, but this is something where I kind of have to put my biases aside, because I know that a lot of G.I. Joe fans really dig the supernatural and science fiction elements in G.I. Joe. So although that's not my preference, I know that's going to be the preference of a lot of people. So I just kind of have to let that go. Hey, it's Burgess Meredith. Guess what? We're casting you as Globulus. Just go to makeup for your prosthetics. How you doing? HasLab. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. Is yeah, it's good to see you too. Is that, regardless of what you feel about, corporations, big business, the owners of, these popular brands, ultimately, the owners of G.I. Joe will need to make money with it in order to keep doing it. And so that's just a fact. At some point, Hasbro has got to make money with it if they're going to give us more of it. And if any particular iteration of G.I. Joe is not your cup of tea, well, there is a possibility that we will get more and different types of G.I. Joe, some of which might be more to your liking. But the only way that's going to happen is if somebody's making money off of G.I. Joe. Hasbro has to be raking in money before they will invest more. It's just, they're not in the business to lose money. So that's what concerns me, is that, what are they going to do with it? How are they going to make G.I. Joe popular with a general audience? How are they going to bring in new fans? How are they going to turn new people on? And I do not have the answer for that. I know that lots of people have their opinions on how to do that. I don't think most of the popular options would work. But something else is going to have to be tried. So anyway, yeah, I don't want to be down. I don't want to be too negative. Again, I really liked Storm Shadow. I think this is the best version of Storm Shadow we've gotten. Hey, Bubble Wrap Memories sends a super chat, says, let's push on through 1994. Yes. Thanks to me for getting us this far, and I hope you have the ability to take us beyond. We and others need you, my friend. Thank you. I need you too. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for all your help. Yeah, it's getting late. We have done like a double length live stream this time, and I'm getting tired, and my voice is gonna go out if I keep talking. So thanks for watching this with me. I really appreciate this. I kind of wish I could have watched this with you when it first came out, but I kind of wasn't around at the time, and I'm sorry about that. But I'm around now, and we're gonna push forward. So we will have another live stream. We'll have another live stream next week. We will have you'll have some smaller videos through the next week and a half or so. But we're going to be gearing up to get back on track with vintage reviews. They are coming. I'm working on them. So thank you for your patience. I will say good evening for now, and I will see everybody next week. And thank you for everything. Thank you for being here. I sincerely thank everyone for being here. It really does mean a lot to me. But for now, I need to rest. So thanks to everyone, and I will say good night. I will... Oh, thank you, Cobra Island. Thank you very much. And thank you, Matt. Thank you, everybody. But I will say goodnight for now, and I will press this button here to turn this off. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.